the like.
All things you know will come to an end.
It wasn't even that. It was the. It was, but also that most of the trailer was him was Johnny Storm jumping off of the roof and flying through the city. That whole scene where they first see the Silver Surfer, like through the subway. That was what the trailer was.
Let's check it out.
It's recording.
It's recording right now?
Yeah, we're gonna edit it afterwards, aren't we?
Yeah.
I just remember the trailer being like pumping up.
I don't remember that trailer at all.
Nope.
I remember it being purely the scene taken from when he first jumps off the roof to chase the Silver Surfer through the subway. That's what I remember it being.
Yeah.
Dunk, do you want to be in the middle because it's your thing?
Nah, I don't care.
Okay.
We're already here. Hey, Dino Dudes, what's going on? It's me, the Meteoraptor, and I'm back with another movie review, and I got some friends along this time. You guys remember Adam from The Dark Knight? And my friend Scott down there, he runs a movie blog, actually, where he does movie reviews. So go check that out. Once we're done, I'll give you a link to the thing, and tell them what we're going to review.
Well, because last week, probably like the worst comic book related movie flop of ever was released in the Fantastic Four, we're going to take a look at the 2005 and 2007 Fantastic Four movies. That's kind of like a, hey, remember these? And see how it holds up to the new one, because they rebooted it because these weren't great. And we're just going to kind of take a look at the Fantastic Four film franchise. We may even mention a couple things about the Roger Corman Fantastic Four 1994 movie as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right. So let's start things off.
Let's start with 2005's Fantastic Four.
Sure. That sounds exactly like a good idea.
Scott, what did you think about it?
So I think that film was, when I saw it, I really liked it. I didn't mind that movie whatsoever. I thought it had a decent story, a decent plot, but really there were only a couple downsides in my mind, and those downsides were the fact that the special effects are terrible. They're just not good.
It's hard to make a dude stretch.
Right, it's true. It's a hard thing to do well, especially at the time it was made in 2005. But what really got me was the fact that there wasn't a whole lot of crescendo, you know? It started, it went, it was really good, and then it just sort of ended. You know, they were able to defeat the villain in all of a minute, maybe two, if you take a little bit of extra time and look back. Like
There was even like a 6 or 7 second shot they took out of the DVD release that was in the theater when I saw it. So you know at the end when Dr. Doom is all like "Rah!" and getting heated up by Johnny Storm?
Yeah.
And then the Thing kicks open that thing and puts
Kicks
his foot
over
on
the
it
hydrant and
sprays the water at him. In the theatrical release, he sprays the water at Reed Richards, who morphs into a like Marble Works situation and redirects the water at Dr. Doom.
Oh.
That's fantastic. Why
Yeah.
did they do that? They had to do the whole blanket toss thing?
Well, I think they still blanket tossed him.
They did, just not as awesome as that sounded.
But like that was in the, I saw that at the theater. That was there. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. And then it wasn't
pretty
in the
Yeah.
DVD movie.
That's upsetting.
So, yeah, there wasn't much of a finale, and
No.
the finale was cut shorter than it was cut short.
Yeah.
And sort of like when they finally did defeat Dr. Doom, it's literally by the end of the credits, he's already alive again, sort of. And I know some movies, they want to say our villain may not be dead, but after what happened to him, at least wait to the sequel to show us that he's still alive. You could have ended with a sequel hook with like Galactus or the Silver Surfer, like which how number 2 started. You could have ended the first one with that, therefore getting more people excited to see the second one, which ultimately didn't do as good as the first one. But
I think at that time though, the famous Marvel post-credit hook wasn't really a thing. All movies that wanted to do a sequel were doing things like they did in that first Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, I guess.
There really wasn't a whole lot happening at the end aside from the from he's locked away going to Latveria, which I think was a really nice setup for something they could have done a lot better in the second one.
I think the first post-credit Marvel scene was in Daredevil.
Yeah.
When Bullseye...
Still haven't seen that.
Bullseye throws that needle at that fly. Which I was like, whoa! And then...
Wait a minute,
They did nothing with it.
didn't Bullseye die in Daredevil?
Yeah, but in the post-credit scene, he throws a needle at a fly. He's in the hospital all bandaged up, and he can move his 2 fingers. And
Okay, so...
it's actually like a pretty slick scene.
Yeah, it was pretty
It's
neat.
one of those things that's like a good moment in that movie that was full of good moments that were not good.
Anyhow, so technically we all kind of have our own sort of mixed feelings. I thought it was okay. Scott thought it was pretty good. Adam, what exactly did you think after seeing it?
Yeah.
The changed ending aside, what did you think of the movie itself?
So, I remember wanting to love it, like going there pretty excited. And this is, again, from the era of like Ghost Rider and Daredevil.
I liked Ghost Rider.
So, this is from the era of Ghost Rider and Daredevil where they were trying real hard, but always just missing the mark. And I thought when Fantastic Four came out, I'm like, okay, I'm excited about this. Let's go in there and it looks like it's going to be a thing. And I just felt like there was no Fantastic Four moments in this movie until the very end. I thought that like the second act really dragged on. So they get their powers in the beginning and that happens kind of neat. And they set up the Doom and Richard's relationship all right. But then there's this long middle of just like Johnny Storm racing cars and flipping motorbikes and like...
That was really boring to me. Like, I understood that. I can understand, since it's an origin story, they wanted to try and establish the fact that Johnny, this is his personality, then Ben doesn't really want all this attention and stuff. Like, I understand.
I think I like the fact they did that. I think that having the
character development was good. It's
that
just
the relationship building was good.
Yeah, the way they did it could have been a bit better, but the idea behind it, I think actually a lot of movies these days don't do it a lot.
But why couldn't they have built that relationship while these guys were doing adventures as the Fantastic Four? Like why? Like after the bridge.
This is true.
Right, because the bridge is kind of the end of the first act, right?
Yep.
Where they're like, here now we're going to do a thing.
Yep.
Why couldn't they then be a team? And because you go to see the movie Fantastic Four to see the team do things.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy did that pretty well. Like during the prisoner escape thing, like they're all like, at first when they first meet, they're like, no, we hate each other. But then by the end of that, they're like, we don't trust each other, but at least we can work together. At least.
If you think about the highest grossing superhero movie of all time, the Avengers, the first Avengers, all the best moments were like these big team moments, right?
It's true.
When you have the Fantastic Four that you're going there because it's going to be this team. There just wasn't any of those, and I thought that the middle after the bridge scene where they're like, these people are heroes, like the world's ready to embrace them as heroes. Mm-hmm. Then they just go around bickering and they hide up in the Baxter Building and they do experiments, and then it's just all these like weird tropes that happen.
Right.
And I was like, why couldn't that be like over the series of like a year? Let a year pass of them doing stuff and let the public love them. Let the public be like, we're behind the Fantastic Four, and then have Doom come at the beginning of like the third act and like with a plan to like really make it, because even his plan of like, I'm going to turn Ben Grimm back into Ben Grimm so he can't bodyguard Reed Richards is dumb. It's the worst. Anytime you have a Fantastic Four movie with the Thing in it, but there's a little coffin that gives the power for the Thing to be not the Thing anymore, you've ruined what that character is about. The Thing loves the Richards family so much, Johnny Storm, Sue and Reed, like he's the ever-loving blue-eyed Thing, is that he's quickly forgiven Reed for anything, like for the accident. But in this movie, it's just kind of like it consumes him, and then he's like, I'll trust Victor Doom to give me back. That wouldn't happen. Like I felt that was a tired trope. I felt like there was no
reasoning behind it.
Well, no, there was reasoning behind it. I just think it wasn't
right
written
reasoning.
well. But I just feel like there was no joyful team moments in this movie.
Right. So, I'm going to be honest. There's only one actor from this movie I can recognize from somewhere else, and that being Chris Evans, who played the Human Torch, because he's also Captain America.
Really?
You can't
recognize Michael Chiklis or Jessica Alba? Or even that guy who was in that really terrible 101 Dalmatians live action.
Never saw that.
Which, probably good for you.
So, have you seen Master and Commander?
No. I have not
Okay.
seen Master and Commander.
If you like Master and Commander, there's a series out by BBC called Horatio Hornblower.
Okay.
And Mr. Fantastic's in that. As
I own Griffard. Like, what's his...
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, that's really good. And he was in that Amazing Grace movie.
Oh, yeah, he was. That's right.
I will say that while I don't know the actors from other movies, they all did at least a good job, you know?
Dude, you just told me you watched Sin City last night.
Yeah.
Jessica Alba is
She's in that.
like the star of that movie.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
She's Nancy.
Yeah, okay. I didn't watch the credits, okay?
No. Cool.
Look, the whole film was black and white, and she was playing like a strip dancer compared to this when she's playing a scientist. It's not my fault I couldn't tell the difference between a stripper and a scientist.
Okay. Perfect.
Anyhow, what do you guys think of the acting?
Michael Chiklis is one of my favorite actors. I love him in almost everything he's done. And I think he should have played Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman. How sick would that have been?
Boy, that would have been amazing.
Like, imagine Chiklis from The Shield. You gotta watch The Shield.
Oh, The Shield is
From The
sick.
Shield playing
Oh,
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, him. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on right now. I'm really off a lot of stuff.
It's amazing.
I think that could make a sick Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I agree. That would be good. He's also bald.
Yeah, what did you think of Doctor Doom? Like, both character and actor.
So, Doctor Doom is not a complex character. He's scarred. He's a scientist, so he makes a suit of armor to make him not visible and more powerful. And in both these movies and the new one, they try to give him these, like, powers. And I just...
Does he have powers?
He has a suit. Like, in the comics, he has a suit. It's just a suit. But, like, they give him all these, like, very unspecific powers, and he's got metal acne, and I don't understand what's happening with that. Like, I just feel like as defined as the Fantastic Four were with their, like... And, like, they're very clear, but, like, you stretch. I'm always, like... And you're the tough guy. Always using your muscles instead of your brain.
Yep.
And Johnny... Like, as specific as those things were... Dr. Doom was like, he can kind of be magnetic. He's sort of electricity a little bit.
Yeah,
He's kind of
really
T-1000.
no idea. Yeah, really no idea.
Right.
With him. I think that also, of course, here, let me put this in the context. I watched the 1994 Roger Corman Fantastic Four before watching these two when I rewatched them for this review. And I watched it, and Doom in that movie's fantastic. He has a couple moments where he mumbles a little bit, but you know what? It's 94.
And it was made with a budget.
Exactly.
$2 million.
Right. It's not supposed to be good.
It's Roger Corman, the guy who made Sharktopus.
Right.
But but at least Doom was good. He also had dagger hands, which I thought was super legit. I loved the dagger hands.
I call it lame Wolverine.
Oh, it's sort of true.
Wolverine.
That would be what I would call him in that movie. But all I have to say, like,
I didn't mind him.
I just feel like it was so, like...
Drastically changed from what the comics
Not even
were.
drastic, but just, like, so unspecific that you didn't know, like, is he gonna do something? Like, what's he gonna do? Like, I don't know. I didn't buy into him.
Right. So we all talked about this already, but the special effects weren't great in this movie.
I think it's just hard to make a dude stretch.
I think it was really only Reed Richards and his stretching ability that was bad. Even when I looked at The Thing, I was like, that's a very practical, effects-driven character. There's almost no CGI, and it's not terrible. It's not wonderful, but but it wasn't like the worst. I think a lot of people complain about how orange he is. When I was like, yeah, he's not.
That's how he kind of looks in the comics, though.
Yeah, he's pretty orange.
He's pretty orange all the time, right? It's like it's not as. I don't think it was as bad as he could have been.
In a world where we're gonna believe a guy can be made of rocks, is it like orange rocks are unbelievable? Like
Exactly.
Look,
Exactly.
look, we can accept, just as comic book readers, we can accept a girl who can talk to squirrels, but we can't.
I never said I accepted that.
Okay, neither do I, but some people do.
I think Squirrel Girl's legit. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Look, she's one of the only ones to fight Galactus on her own because she can, apparently. I think she's just hilarious. Not
there's that.
plausible, but
And
hilarious.
we can accept in movies, we can accept that if a guy puts on a ring, whatever he thinks of can be made, but we have to all argue over what color a rock is.
Yeah.
Priorities, people.
Priorities, people. Priorities.
But, yeah. So, overall, I don't think this movie was terrible. I don't think it was, like, a fantastic movie. It wasn't fantastic, really bad pun.
Again, I think that it would have been better if it would have had the Fantastic Four in it.
Yeah.
Or even just more to the conclusion, because then you would have had more Fantastic Four. You would have had a little bit more happening, you know? It wouldn't have just been kick this water at that guy while he's on fire kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
But for what it is, if you watch it but you choose just to ignore the fact, if you're not like a huge comic book person, you just watch it, I don't think it's that bad. Like, to me, I'd give it 1.5 to 2 raptor claws out of 4. It's nothing special, but it's not the worst comic book movie I've ever seen.
Oh, my parents love that movie.
Yeah, what about you guys?
I don't give out raptor claws.
Okay, what would you rate this out of 4?
I'm gonna give it, out of a Fantastic Four, I give it a mediocre 1.5 for a valid attempt.
See, when I rate things, I'm all about the 5-star rating system. So I would have given him a.
Raptors only have 4 claws, dude.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go with.
We'll review Jurassic World later.
I already
Yeah.
did.
We'll do it
I'd like
again.
to find out.
All right. I'm so flustered. I love Jurassic World so much. Anyways, I would have given it a 2.5.
to see my review.
A 50%. I think that like you're halfway there. Just go all the rest of the way, but they didn't.
Are you suggesting that the executives at Fox, who were in charge of this movie, were in fact living on a prayer?
If they weren't, then what? Like, how did we get this movie?
All right,
Then again, if they weren't, how is Fox still around?
buddy. X-Men.
Well, yeah.
X-Men makes them so much money, and you're the one who's super excited about Deadpool.
Yes! Deadpool.